Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our first ever youth session at the UN Forum on Business and Human Rights. So before we start, for Portuguese translation, please tune in to channel 10, and for Thai translation, please tune in to channel 9. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, and esteemed colleagues, today we gather to address a topic of paramount importance, the integration of youth perspectives in the realms of business and human rights. In the shadow of rapidly evolving global markets and social dynamics, the role of young people in shaping a future that is equitable, sustainable, and just cannot be overstated. At the heart of our discussion are the United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, the UNGPs, guiding our path towards a world where business operations align seamlessly with the fundamental rights and aspirations of the younger generation. As we delve into this discussion, let us remember that the voices of the youth are resonant calls for action. It is our responsibility and indeed our privilege to heed these calls, integrating their insights and energy into the fabric of our businesses and human rights agenda. In the current global context, youth are pivotal in driving innovation and social progress, yet face significant obstacles in business and human rights arenas. This generation's deep commitment to ethical practices and human rights advocacy contrasts with challenges like limited economic access and underrepresentation in key forums. Their fresh perspectives and understanding of modern technologies are vital for navigating today's complex markets. Youth are not mere beneficiaries of this integration, but active participants in steering businesses towards sustainability and respect for rights. In light of the UNGPs, addressing youth challenges is crucial for a more inclusive and sustainable future. Our session highlights the urgency of empowering youth as key agents of change in aligning business practices with human rights standards. So today we have several very inspiring examples where youth have significantly impacted the realm of business and human rights. Our speakers today are young activists who have led global movements advocating for corporate social responsibility and sustainable practices. These movements have often resulted in tangible changes in company policies and practices. Additionally, young entrepreneurs are increasingly founding businesses that prioritize human rights and ethical practices from the outset, demonstrating that profitability and social responsibility can go hand in hand. Such cases serve as powerful examples and proof of concept for the immense contributions youth can make in this field. So before we move to our youth panelists, the chair of the Working Group on Business and Human Rights, Dr. Damilola Olawuyi, will give us his opening remarks. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I should start with a disclaimer that I'm not a youth, even though I like to think of myself as one. But of course, my role today is to bring you the compliments and the warmest regards of the UN Working Group on Business and Human Rights. We thought of this session to be very important. This, as the moderator mentioned, is the very first time in the history of the annual forum whereby we will be creating a specific session for youth. And we did this to capture the knowledge, the innovation, and the energy of the youth in addressing some of the complex challenges facing our world. The world is indeed made up of 1.1 billion young people. That is 18% of the global population. In many countries, the youth are not given the opportunity, the chance to attain education or to use their skills to solve problems. We've seen issues relating to exclusion of youth in decision-making process. We've seen issues relating to not providing the chance for youth to even aspire to leadership positions or to be able to gain such positions. In our travels, we've been to countries whereby the Minister of Youth Affairs is 75 years old, and then they wear a very fancy T-shirt to say they are youth. We think these approaches do not advance the opportunity to leverage youthful innovation to solve some of the complex problems